Right now, it's Why Did We Watch That with Cameron Wolford on Duo.com.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. Was she just naked? Hold up. Why did we watch that?
Howdy, hey everybody, it's Cameron here for Why Did We Watch That? The show that comes out every Monday with the best, the worst, and the flat-out strange in a film. And of course, you know that today is Thursday, and we are broadcasting live, as we do every Thursday. Unless I'm drinking too much, or someone hit a puppy and I'm crying, or a hot honey said, hey, do you want to hang out tonight? Those are all reasons that we would not be live at this time on Thursday nights. They're all very good reasons too, I think. I don't think there's any reason that doesn't make sense there. So, we're doing things different. The warlords at Duo.com have decided that I must say a few certain things. Watch the live stream every Thursday at 9 p.m. Central, Duo.com/live. Follow on Twitter for exact times. That's important because we don't always start right at 9. Like I said, prostitutes, dead puppies, and drinking kind of make me behind the times. It just happens. Get off my back. What else? Can't watch it live? Download the audio at Duo.com. Subscribe on iTunes and watch the video at YouTube.com/Duo2. For those of you who are late behind the times and can't watch live on Thursday nights, new episodes are available every Monday. Every Monday. I don't miss a show, and if I do, prostitutes, puppies, I drank too much. You get it. Today on the show, we're talking about extra long movies. We've all seen a film that is just keeps going and going and going and never seems to freaking stop. Sometimes you don't want them to stop. I'll watch a movie on Netflix. I'll pause it real quick just because it's like, man, I feel like I've been watching this movie forever. You realize you're 30 minutes in and you have 2 hours to go. Sometimes that moment is the moment of crisis because you either think, damn, I got another 2 hours of this crap, or other times you're like, man, there are 2 more hours. I can't imagine what's going to happen next. Clearly, that later one is the better way you want to be feeling, but more times than not, especially when you're watching something on Netflix or just streaming movies online, you're like, I can't believe there's another hour and a half of this bullshit. Like, why do I have to deal with this? But lately, I've noticed that my movie tastes have gotten to the point where it's like, I can look at a cover art. Most of the time, the cover art is BS. But I can look at the cover art, read the description, see that it's a 3-hour movie, and get a pretty good idea that I'll start watching this, be like, okay, I have no long idea how long we've been in this movie. Check, and then think, sweet, this movie's going to continue. That's normally how I go about it. I have not yet recently trapped myself into being like, damn it, I gotta watch 2 more hours of this movie. I don't want to do that. Tonight, like I have been hinting at, we're drinking tonight. It's a good night to be drinking. I'm drinking a Killian Irish Red. Got it across the street. Beer. Yeah, I'm trying to... I know this beer is a little stronger than other beers, but I don't know how much. I'm not seeing numbers. I like numbers. It's got 12 ounces. That means something, right? No? All right, well, you live another day. Anyway, we're talking about long movies. Think about all the long movies you've watched. Some movies that I've always hear people talking about that are long. Lord of the Rings. Wolf of Wall Street's kind of a long movie. That's a recent one. Titanic. People always ask me, hey, have you seen Titanic? Did you watch Titanic? The movie is like, what, 20 years old now? Maybe 30?
18, I think.
It's 18?
I think so.
Yeah.
On 96, I want to say?
Yeah, I watched it in 96. That's what I tell people. I don't care. Like, there's a scene. The only time that, like, I wish I would watch it again because I can't remember a scene in that long movie was the fact that at some point in that movie, he draws her naked, and I don't remember that scene at all. I've only seen parodies, like on Family Guy, where it's like, hey, thanks for letting me draw you naked, and someone gets slapped, and there's a boob joke. No interest in going back and watching Titanic since 1996. A lot of 90s movies. It's pretty hard to get me to watch an old classic. I mean, it's got to be, like, hardcore old classic, like, I'll go back and watch Casablanca. No problem there. Actually, is that a long movie? I think that's a good example of a long movie. Well, at least back in its time, I'm pretty sure that was a pretty long movie. 2-hour movies that was ridiculous. I mean, do you remember old Disney movies? They used to be 90 minutes at the most. Now they're 2.5 hours, 3-hour longs, and you're just like, they haven't stopped singing. Why won't they stop singing? Can we just kill off a main character already? Let's get to the high point of the movie already. I mean, am I right? Seth's nodding his head. I'm right. I knew I was. Killing off main characters. That'll get a movie going. That's the high point for anybody. But with long movies, I see it as only a few different ways. Either it's an epic journey, like Lord of the Rings, where the story just keeps continuing. There's a lot to it. You need to know about all these different people, so it seems thick and rich and full. You've got, movies like Titanic, where it's like, you've got to explain this long background story of their love life and how things are to what they are. Maybe they're going back in time to catch you up to the present time, which they, it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. They show you a part, they go back in time, they get back to that point, then they go on past it, and you're like, well, that was all really stupid. Aliens that are afraid of water. Stupid. Seriously. Signs. It's funny. M. Night Shyamalan makes a lot of funny movies. Not a lot of good ones, in my opinion. You could argue with me on that one. That's fine. Send your angry emails to seth@duo.com. You can let him know what you think about M. Night Shyamalan and how my opinions on that are false or
They're
correct.
not. He sucks.
Okay, Seth agrees. M. Night Shyamalan, stick it up your bunghole, buddy.
I welcome your letters.
He welcomes your letters. And for you to stick it up his bunghole.
I also welcome them.
He also welcomes that. I'm repeating it just because I don't know if you can actually hear him. He speaks really loud, so maybe it picks it up, but who knows? You never know. Science. Then you've also got like movies like The Wolf of Wall Street. They're really long, but they're long because those are just BA films. They deserve all the time they want. Sometimes you end up, there is that point where it's like, man, this is kind of a long movie. Like, how are they going to wrap this up? Where it's almost like, okay, it's only going to end this way. And then if you're lucky, they do a twist like M. Night Shyamalan, and you're like, whoa, cool. Or in M. Night Shyamalan's case, you're just like, son of a bitch. Oh, murder you in your sleep. Just maybe. But, long movies, they have their ups. They have their downs. And for the most part, I like them. Avatar was another long movie. That was one of those movies that kind of fills in on the BA category. You watch it, and you're just like, awesome, more. What? It's over. Unacceptable. For those of you watching the video stream, I just threw my pen up in the air, did not look at it as it went in the air, and caught it. Yeah.
That was really impressive.
Hire me. I have skills. Skills that don't necessarily pay any sort of bills that I may have. But you never know. Pen flicking may be a skill in the future that people value. Think about it. I'm thinking about it, though. I marked on myself. Oh, no, I'm bleeding. I stabbed myself. All right, so I need some practice. I'll work on it. Did someone just call us? Oh, okay. I was like...
ADD.
Well, squirrel! I saw something red and flashing over there. Answer the red phone. Could be something good. It was a missed call. Oh. Okay. I agree, Mr. Mackey. Let's move it right along. What did I just... Oh, okay. I've got some ideas for you guys. Now, how do you prep for these long movies? What do you have to do to... you're going into a 3.5-hour movie. You're very interested into it, but you don't want to get up and leave or have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. What do? Well, 3 things you need to think about. It's only 3. It's real simple. Food, bathroom, quiet company. I don't know why you need quiet company, but I've got a theory, and we'll bounce it off of each other here in a second. Food, because you're sitting there for 3.5 hours. You probably didn't eat right before you started. So the idea of something chocolatey or something salty about an hour in, you don't want to get up and leave, especially if you're in a movie theater. If you're at home, you can just pause it. Screw you people. Let's talk about in the theater people. My IMAX buddies and my regular movie theater buddies. You 3D buddies, jump off a cliff and die. But for the rest of you, who's hanging out with me in my movie theater, preferably IMAX, we can talk about how to deal with these 3-hour movies. Food's important. Get a Coke. I often, think, well, let's get like a suicide drink. Let's get Sprite, orange soda, Coke, Dr. Pepper, throw it all in there. Grape soda, why not? Don't do that. Keep it simple. Don't get the biggest drink in the world. Get a medium drink. Why do you not get the biggest drink in the world? Well, it leads into the second problem. You end up having to go to the bathroom. Get like a medium drink, maybe get a medium drink. Don't do small unless you're a small person. Then again, you're probably sitting up. Never mind, midget joke. Couldn't fall through. Anyway, medium drink, not a ton of food either. Don't bring ribs to the theater. I don't want to be sitting next to you, lipping your fingers. Exactly. Seth's making some very sexual noises over there. I'm not against it. I'm just saying I don't normally hear that when people are down in some ribs.
You don't eat ribs like I do, then.
Clearly. You must be doing that Chicago style eating ribs, and I'm over here doing this Kansas City rib style. That leads me to a story that's totally unrelated. My dad was on the West Coast. I think he was in Oregon, and he was at a restaurant that was known for its ribs. And my dad sits down at a table with some clients, and they're all ordering the ribs. And the guys who he's there with are also from the Midwest. I think they were St. Louis guys. And he was telling my dad, he's like, hey, they do something kind of strange at this place, so don't blow up on them when they're pretty much, I don't know, I guess doing a hate crime against good food. Like they're taking away the best part of it. But the waiter brings them their ribs eventually and says, all right, would you guys like gloves with that? My dad looks at him and is like, we're not in like an 8-star restaurant. We don't need gloves. Why would you offer us gloves? Like, I don't get why you would get gloves. And the waiter was like, oh, well, some people like to not, get their fingers all messy and have to like wipe off their fingers and go wash their hands afterward. And my dad would just stared at this guy and was like, what are you talking about? That's the best part, licking your fingers after you've eaten the ribs. I don't understand why the hell anyone would do anything like that. And just as he's making this huge hubbub about this guy next to him is like slowly putting his gloves on. My dad makes eye contact with the guy, gives him a funny look, just like, what? Then the guy takes off his gloves and kind of like shelters down, just kind of like, oh, the guy from Kansas City made fun of me. I'm just a stupid idiot from Oregon who's eating goddamn ribs with gloves. Don't do that, Oregon. Don't do that to us. Don't ruin ribs. Don't ruin meat. Get your fingers messy. That's the best thing about barbecue. Get a little messy. There's nothing wrong with it. And if you think there is, email me. I'll give you my home address. We'll fight. Seth will be there.
Yeah, I'll eat the ribs.
He'll eat ribs in front of you. He'll throw the bones at you, and then he'll rub his fingers on your face until you lick them off. It's mandatory whether you win or lose. You will lick Seth's fingers. All right? All right. I'm glad we had this talk. But yeah, it's the funniest thing in the world. Like, I can't believe gloves. Like, plastic gloves. Like you would take off these gloves, and you'd still have, like, powder residue. Seems counterproductive. You still have to go wash your hands. Can't lick that off. It doesn't taste sweet and tangy or hot and spicy. I don't understand people. But, all right. Good food. Get some Skittles or something chocolatey. I'm a big fan of Bunch of Crunch. Not enough people are, I don't think. Crackle candy bars and Bunch of Crunch. That's my thing. Little crispy popper deals, solid. But we're going to continue on with this list about how to deal with bathroom breaks and how to keep quiet company. Coming up next after we take a quick, short commercial break. My name's Cameron, and this is Why Do We Watch That?
Why Did We Watch That? We'll be right back on Duo.com.
I've got one simple question for you. Would you like some free swag? T-shirts, stickers, posters, exclusive content? You can! Just join the Duo Fan Club. It's totally free and it takes about 30 seconds. Just go to dewoh.com/fan club. Tell us some quick info about yourself, like what kind of swag you like best. And before you know it, it'll be at your doorstep. duo.com/fanclub.
Duo.com.
Well, it's time again, ladies and Germinators. It's time for you and me to get together, pull up a rocking chair, a milk crate, a footstool, anything that you might have handy, because you are about to be exposed to this next fine, super fine installment of Rants from the Barn. Rants from the Barn here at Duo.com, coming to you every Wednesday.
Hit it. Live, online radio and TV. Duo.com.
Howdy, hey everyone. Cameron here from WDWWT for Duo.com. It's the podcast network for the young, the old, and the criminally insane. Oh, wait, scratch that. For the young, the old, and people with ears. Well, that kind of seems insensitive. For the young, the old, and people without diabetes. Stay fit, people. No, I kid. Duo.com, online radio and TV.
Duo.com.
Hello, everybody. It's Brandon, the host of The Social Circuit, the new social media show airing on Duo.com every Thursday, where we talk about all the social media news for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever I feel like. The funny stuff, the good stuff, the awesome stuff. Every Thursday, catch me, Brandon, on The Social Circuit at Duo.com. At Be Paid. At Duo.
Welcome back to Why Did We Watch That on Duo.com.
All right. And welcome back. I missed you. More than you'll ever know, actually. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like, when you guys aren't allowing me to talk to you in a one-way conversation type of way, my life is incomplete. Now, if you were to call me right now at 505-750-0304, I wouldn't be as happy, but I'd be pretty excited because I like phone calls, because I like messing with people. It's a high point of my day. You should call us. Leave us a voicemail. We don't always answer because we're like horses with those little things upsides their eyes. We go one way. It's like when we see cleavage, that's what we're paying attention to, and that is it. Maybe that's just me, though. I don't know. Anyway, we're talking about movies, long movies, and how to deal with those long movies when you're watching them. Bathroom breaks. Now, there are apps out there that help you know exactly when it's okay to go take a bathroom break. Now, I don't know what that app's called, and it's not because I didn't prep better before the show. It's because they're not sponsoring me. That's it. Yeah, that's actually came off a lot better than I thought it would. Anyway, there are apps out there that'll help you do that. So it's like, hey, after the scene where Yoda stabs Obi-Wan Kenobi in the face with a spork, there's like a 5-minute scene after that where they're just dancing in a ballroom. You can miss that. It doesn't matter. Not part of the scene, not a part of the movie at all. Speaking of Star Wars, did you know in Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, there's a scene in there where they're in like the big room and everyone's on these like flying discs and they're talking about like the Chancellor, like I do not have faith in the Chancellor, blah, blah, blah. E.T., his people are in one of those scenes represented as one of the creatures or one of the aliens in the Star Wars universe. And they're even doing the little neck thing where they're like, and they're like waving their hands and stuff. And I totally agree with how Robot Chicken depicted E.T. who landed on Earth, that he was kind of like the mentally challenged of the E.T. race. Like the rest of them could speak English and were like very intelligent and would play sports and did politics. But E.T. was just like, somehow he was at a frat party and got left on Earth, and they just left him there for some 12-year-old to become friends with. And only one of his fingers lit up while everyone else's fingers were all, 10 of them were glowy. It's just a theory. I could be wrong. I've never been wrong before, but this could be the first. But anyway, so that's another cool thing that I recently learned, actually. I didn't know that, but E.T.'s people are in Star Wars. You should go back and watch those horrible 1, 2, and 3 movies. I don't think they're horrible. Everyone says they're horrible. I actually don't think they're horrible. I enjoy them just as much as I enjoy the other Star Wars movies. And I'm very excited to see the next round of Star Wars movies, even though like they don't do this, and that. Still interested in seeing what they do with the story. Star Wars in general, just the idea of it's an amount of imagination that other people aren't doing with sci-fi movies, and I appreciate that. Killigan's Irish Red. I drink it, but I don't get sponsored by it. I just drink it. Anyway, bathroom breaks. You've really got to be careful. Make sure that if you're doing a bathroom break, if you're taking a deuce, don't just hold that until your colon explodes. Because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I can be in the bathroom for like 10, 20 minutes, just letting it go. Most of the time, there's not a 10, 20-minute part of a movie in the IMAX theater that all of us are hanging out in where you can just be gone and not miss a boob scene. Because we clearly only go see movies that have boobs in them. I know you guys. We hang out all the time, once a week on Mondays. Or on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. at duo.com/live, where we hang out together and we talk about movies. And we go see them at the IMAX theater and not 3D, because 3D sucks, and screw all you people who go love 3D movies. But you get it. Don't take a poop. Poop before the movie. Just run and take a leak. Come on back. More times than not, you've got less than 5 minutes to deal with all that, before, Natalie Portman flops out a boobie. And you don't want to miss that. I don't even think Natalie Portman is well stacked. I just like her as an individual. It's not just her boobies that I appreciate. It's her mind.
Good save.
Thanks. Seth agrees. Quiet Company. Now, I'm okay with the company of people who, like, every once in a while when they're, like, enthralled with the movie, something happens. I've had plenty of moments where I'm just like, damn! And something happens that's crazy, and you're just like, whoa! Like, I'm okay with that. You can even yell out and burst out, but you can only do it, like, once a movie. I don't want you being like, oh, honey, don't you go in there. I mean, kind of racist. Don't you go in there. Oh, he in there. He in there. Don't do that. I know it's hard to do that because there's definitely moments where, like, why are you going in there? Don't do that. Like, that's so stupid. Like, but you're ruining everyone else's time. I don't need to hear your conversation. I need to understand why she cannot walk in a straight line without tripping over a stick. Okay? If you watch horror movies, every blonde bimbo does it. I don't know why. It's just part of the movie. Jason always catches up, always cuts off their head, and then throws the body into the lake. Just how it works nowadays, I guess. But it's okay to have a random burst. It's okay to laugh. But don't, if you've got a stupid laugh, understand that you've got a stupid laugh. Something like that, that's fine. But if you're going, die in a fire. Just don't even do public appearances anymore until you can work on that issue that you have. It's okay. You've got time. Most people who watch this show are under the age of 30, I'm guessing. My parents were paying attention, but I think I scared them off long ago once I started talking about boobies. Family's very religious. To an extent. They drink a lot. They don't actually drink a lot. I drink a lot. It's a problem. Anyway, so keep quiet company. Don't be like, hey, what do you think's going to happen next? Like, he just said that. Do you think this means that? Don't do that. It's fine to, like, kind of like, to yourself. You can talk. That's fine. But don't be loud. Don't carry on a conversation with imaginary you. And don't force someone to say, dude, can you be quiet? Like, if someone has to say that to you, you done fucked up. That's on you. Don't be such an a-hole. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. All those sayings. So, food, bathroom, quiet company. Very important for long films. Keep it together. There's only so many type of long films. And they all have different areas where you can go pee. Think about that. That's probably the most important part of this list. Knowing when and when you cannot go to the bathroom in a movie. Preferably have friends go see it first so you know. So when they say, hey, when so-and-so does this, you can run away for like the rest of the movie, and that's fine. Hopefully, actually, if they say that, don't go see that movie. That movie probably sucks. What else did I write here? Oh, okay. People often like to say that more times than not, long movies are a no-go. man, you don't want to go see that movie. It's like 3 hours long. Like, it just keeps going and going and going. But what about the movie? Tell me something interesting about the film. Like, why does it keep going? Why does the director or the writers or the actors continue on with the story? What are they needlessly filling up time and just talking and waving their arms and, not really getting to a point whatsoever? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe those points mean something. Maybe there's going to be a sequel that you don't even know about. If a movie's 3 hours, though, I really hope there's not a sequel. If you can't get it in that first time, well, you're probably not Lord of the Rings. Fair enough to say? Probably not Lord of the Rings. There's only 3 movies that are Lord of the Rings, right? Oh, okay, there's 5 because of The Hobbit. I forgot that The Hobbit's a thing and that there's a second one that's coming out. Or is it coming out?
Third one coming out. So actually,
What?
6.
Oh, god damn. I gave up on The Lord of the Rings a long time ago. There's still movies that I'm interested in, but like I'm just not paying attention at all to the Hobbit series. The Lord of the Rings series. I mean, they're still interesting, but like the problem with that is those kind of movies, like I almost like don't want to watch them at all and just wait for all the movies to come out on DVD and then just watch them through. Like slowly, like, 3 days in a row, watch a different Hobbit movie. That way I don't have to be like, okay, well, the dragon just had a lovely conversation and now he busted out of his castle of gold and is flying towards the city. And they're just watching it. Oh man, I wonder what the dragon's going to do next in the first scene of the next movie. I bet it's attack the goddamn city. Why?
Have you seen that?
No.
That's literally the end.
Really?
What you just described is literally the exact last
Oh my god, that's really
scene.
funny.
That's literally it.
That's the last scene?
That's the very last scene.
That's fantastic.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Man, how predictable can you be? Because I saw this, I've seen pictures of where he's like hiding in gold.
Yeah.
And like little, not Frodo is running around, trying to do, what is he doing in that gold room? Like, is he trying to like kill the dragon or like find somebody or save someone, like save the princess or?
They're trying to steal back
They're trying to steal back
some relic
some relic
from the dwarf
people.
Yeah, so hey, now I have a mic.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, so basically there's some big stone, it's like a diamond or something, that proves that the handsome dwarf is the real king of Dwarfville or whatever.
Yeah.
And
does he try to sleep with an elf too?
they all do. I
They
mean,
all sleep with elves?
They try.
Nice.
They all try. There's one dude who does. It's not the handsome one.
Oh,
Handsome one is probably into dudes.
Oh, who sleeps with an elf? then?
The other they're all the other handsome one.
They're not all handsome.
There's two
I
handsome
saw
ones.
photos.
There's 2 handsome ones. One's the leader. One sleeps with the elf. That's how it works. And
Well, kudos to you, good sir. It's
Yeah.
hard for short guys to get with tall women.
yeah. And Bilbo's supposed to steal the stone from the dragon, and then the dragon busts out at the end of the movie and flies towards the city.
And
real
what were those
angry.
12 a-holes doing? They couldn't help out. I mean, they're all the same height, aren't
I don't remember. They were probably scared.
they? Pansies. Like little girls. But don't tell them that. They'll get angry and go all aggro on you. It's just not a positive thing. All right, well, for the most part, I'm pro, long movies. I really don't have much argument to say, no, all movies got to be short and to the point. Man, no, I like depth in a film. And I mean, if you've got something to fill it, then go for it. But because I'm keeping to a schedule, because the warlords at duo.com want me to remind you guys that, hey, thanks for listening. Watch the live stream every Thursday at 9 p.m. at duo.com/live. If you can't watch it live, download the audio at duo.com, the video at youtube.com/duotube. New episodes are out every Monday. And if you want to email and leave me a note or message, you can call us here at the studio, 505-750-0304, or send me an email at cameron@duo.com. But I got 15 more seconds and I'm gonna use it, goddammit. So I love you guys. I love your faces. Tweet me at Wolf1. That's an H in the middle of Wolf. It's really simple. WOHLF, the number 1. But till next time, guys, I be Cameron. This is Why Do We Watch That? You all are some lovely people, and see ya!